So we can get to the actual big thing. As you can see, there wasn't like a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
all right. I guess real quick, like, you know, there was like a lot of cool games, but again, we've seen most of these already. Like, there was some surprises like the Metal Gear thing, and some cool looking indie games, but for the most part, it was pretty like whatever. Like there wasn't a lot of like things I wanted to see personally. Like again, I want to at least see like Last of Us Factions, right? Because I feel like that's been like in the burner for a while, and I feel like Naughty Dog is still working on that shit. So yeah, I felt like that probably would have been nice to see. But basically we got the thing we were waiting for anyway, which is, you know, Spider-Man 2. This is kind of the thing we just, you know, this is what we were waiting for. And we got a little worried at the end.
Oh my God.
So they kind of did like a little fake out where it's like, oh, like they're in the jungle. But we're like, nah, it's Kraven.
I was huffing that copium, bro. I was like, nah, this is fucking Kraven right here. I'm going to see Kraven in 3 seconds, which is what happened. I was like, all right, we're seeing Kraven. And he's like, I'm looking for a new hunt. And I was like, that's fucking Kraven right there. So... Yeah, I mean, like, they gave us pretty much, like, 15 minutes of, like, Spider-Man 2 stuff, which I think is a lot more than anyone really expected. You know, I think that a 5-minute trailer would have been fine, but the fact that they gave us pure 10 minutes of gameplay is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so first, I guess before that, Insomniac said, yeah, there's no co-op. So, like, stop asking for it.
Yes,
so,
that is great.
So a lot of people were like, you know, either wanted or were worried that it was going to be co-op and that you would like one person would play as like Peter and person would play as Miles, but that's not the case. It's a fully single player game. So yeah, we're not dealing with any of that. No Gotham Knights, you know, we ain't dealing with that. So that's good to hear. Because, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to like a co-op Spider-Man game. I just don't think it will fit for this, so that's okay. You can make a new IP for that or something, but yeah, don't touch this series with that.
Yeah, I think that for it to be a Spider-Man 2, you just keep it single player. I think that, you know, people having this idea of like both Spider-Man swinging around at the same time, like that's going to be a lot of work. And like, I don't know if that's necessarily going to run at like 60 frames with like ray tracing and everything like that simultaneously online, you know? So yeah, I'm glad it's single player and we could just switch between both Spider-Man instantly wherever they are within the city. So yeah, but you know, they came out swinging with this gameplay trailer. They straight up showed off the fucking black suit, which was like insane to me because I'm like, I thought that they were gonna like hide that for like maybe a little bit longer, but obviously it's been a while since they've announced the game and they haven't really shown much. So they're like, "I fucking black suit." I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is great. You know, like Yuri, his performance as like the black suit Spider-Man, his voice is like so good. Like obviously like he was Sasuke before, so like he's just channeling that shit now, and I'm like, all right, yeah, like this is great. I love it.
Yeah, it goes edgy black suit mode, which is cool. I mean, I always like that because it's just like it's just funny. But yeah, in terms of like the black suit, like I think it looks really cool. And the gameplay looks really sick. It really reminds me of like Ultimate Spider-Man with all the tentacles and shit. Like just being able to do all that. Like I think that's really cool. Like yeah, and you feel powerful. Like you like could like kill 4 goons at once with like the with your tentacle shit. And like that looks awesome. So I think that's a good way to make Miles and Peter really different because you know, Miles still has his stuff, you know, his venom powers and the camouflage, and Peter's gonna have the black suit now, which is cool. And I guess both have access to gadgets, I guess, so that would be cool as well. But yeah, again, I was saying this like, you know, when they first revealed this, I'm like, they're gonna have to give him the black suit to make him different from Miles, and that's kind of what they're doing. So I think that's really cool. It looks sick.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact that they're just going all in with the black suit and just sort of giving him like a lot more aggressive and just making the story also surrounding that as well, I think is going to be really, really dope. You know, when you watch him in this gameplay presentation, obviously he's, like I said, a lot more aggressive, but also within that one scene where he just like tosses that civilian, I was like, that was great.
Yeah,
that was fucking great. I was like, yes, keep the subtleties where it's like, all right, yeah, he's still saving people, but he's not like really caring about it in a way, you know?
He's just doing it because it's his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no passion in his job anymore. But yeah, it's really cool that they also showed the switch mechanic. So I guess like mid missions you could just switch to another Spider-Man. So you know, 1 minute you're playing as Peter, then you could switch into Miles, which is really cool, and then you have another sort of you know, gameplay segment there. It looks like the stealth looks, you know, about the same. Like it looks like you have some new gadgets and abilities and stuff. You know, the combat also looks like, you know, you have a lot more flashy moves now, which is really cool. And Miles does like a fucking like Kamehameha on some dude. So that was really cool. So yeah, I'm really happy to sort of keeping Miles' gameplay to be like how it was, and obviously Miles Morales, because I thought his abilities were super cool and I really enjoyed using them. And it looks like he's gonna be just as fun to use, if not more fun in this game, since it looks like he has a lot more control of his abilities now. Obviously in terms of story and stuff, we got Craven. Craven is here now. Obviously from the beginning, and a Lizard is here too, apparently.
Yes.
So, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. So we got the symbiote, which will lead to Venom, Craven, and the Lizard. So that seems to be a really cool set of characters there, and probably we'll get more supervillains because when Craven was seeing New York, they showed a bunch of people. We saw Shocker again. I think Prowler was in there too, or something.
I think Black Cat was in there as well.
Black Cat was there.
There's a bunch of spider people.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of villains and stuff, which is cool, and just like other people as well. And yeah, it just looks great. I mean, they showed the whole set piece and stuff. You chasing Lizard and then Craven hunting you guys. It just looked like a ton of fun. It kind of reminded me of the sort of E3 trailer they showed about Spider-Man 1, where it was during the whole helicopter thing with Mr. Negative. Had a lot of really similar aspects to it, where it shows, a bunch of combat, some stealth, and then like the big set piece moments and stuff. And I think it sold the game, just as well as that E3 trailer did back then. It showed all the things the game was, going to be about, show all the spectacle, the combat. I just think it was a great showcase of the game. And yeah, I think the game looks great as well,
Yeah, I think that what they could have done with this trailer was the fact that people have played the game now. People have played both of the games prior, so now they can show that, like, what makes this one different. And yeah, I mean, it looks really fucking good. Obviously, I love the new sort of web wings or whatever they got going on here.
Oh yes, the glider thing.
Yes,
yeah,
the whole glider thing. I think that traversing through New York is going to be a lot more fun and a lot more fast now, which is great because it's like, within the previous games, it was like, all right, it was already fast and fun as is. So the fact that you can even make it faster, because I think if I rewind here, the objective point was like 1,000 meters away, and then he's there within like 10 seconds. And I'm like, that is insane. Like, that is crazy, the fact that he got there that fast. I'm not exactly sure how fast it was within the previous games, but it's like that's crazy. And that's just because of like the power of like the PlayStation 5 SSD and everything, because we saw it within the Miles Morales game where you were just fast traveling like instantly into new sections of the map, and like you would just load into the game instantly. And that is obviously shown here now that you are switching between Miles Morales and Peter Parker as fast as you can. So
yeah, it seems like Insomniac is like big masters with the SSD now, because obviously Rift Apart was like insane with its SSD technologies. So this game looks like it's gonna be utilizing that really well with the quick switching between Miles and Peter as well. So definitely looking forward to see how they use the PS5, because I really feel like they're like really the only Sony first party studio that's really utilizing the PS5 to its fullest, I think. Obviously it's not really fair, because I know Santa Monica and Guerrilla Games, they both released Horizon and God of War, but they were both for PS4 and PS5. So I think Insomniac has really been the one really caring, like, look how cool the PS5 can be. So and I think that's really cool. The goats as they are, they're just showing off everything they could. I'm not biased or anything, I swear. But yeah, honestly, everything that's shown in these gameplay trailers is everything I wanted. I'm just really excited to see how the story continues. I'm excited to see all the new powers. I'm really hoping the open world is more, like, there's more activities to do that aren't like, just the generic open world stuff, because I felt like that was the weakest part of the 2018 game, where it's like, save the pigeons. Obviously, that's a big meme. But, the pigeon stuff, and, hopefully the activities are a little more fun to do, because they got traversal obviously down. Like, it's so fun to explore New York, just swinging around and stuff. But hopefully the things you do in New York feel a bit more lively and stuff. So hopefully that's something I could fix that up, because, I know that game was like the first open world game they've ever really done. Well, actually, I think Sunset Overdrive was, but whatever. That game is still good. But yeah, hopefully with this game they could sort of like refine those open world elements, and I think we're gonna have a banger of a game, because obviously there's more New York to explore as well. We got more of the boroughs and stuff to explore. And I hate how some people are saying, "Oh, this game looks too much of the same." I'm like, what are they gonna do? Make New York too? like you can't. I mean, you can make him in Paris. You want to do No Way Home or fucking Far From Home or whatever?
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
people are doing the same thing like when God of War Ragnarok was being shown
Or
off. It's
Tears of the
like,
Kingdom.
yeah, exactly. It's like it looks more of the same. It's like, what do you want? It's a sequel. It looks prettier
Yeah,
though. Like they're
it
actually,
does.
I think now maybe we're actually gonna have a mode where it's 60 FPS along with ray tracing because that's what they have within the Miles Morales game.
Yeah.
So that mode that's like in between will probably be there, which is gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, like overall, like I just cannot wait to see what story this game is going to offer, I should say, just because we don't really have like a mainstream Spider-Man story where like Peter Parker and Miles are here, and at the same time the symbiote is like involved with it. So I think that I saw a tweet that showed that like, hey, like Miles' story within Spider-Man 2 is going to is going to be parallel to what Peter went through within Spider-Man 1 with like Doc Ock and everything sort of being his mentor, and then he's falling from grace in a way. Within this game, it's now with the symbiote, and it's with Peter Parker, who pretty much showed him everything. And it's like, this is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to see how they actually execute it. A lot of theories are going around as to like who Venom is and whether or not it's Harry, or some people are thinking that it's going to be Peter and they're going to pull from like the Ultimate Comics. I mean, like either way, like this is going to be a banger of a story because I feel like Insomniac Games knows this character and they love Spider-Man, both of them, so much that they want to tell this story that fulfills, both of them in a way that this story is going to be one of the best Spider-Man stories out there.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And like, dude, the Spider-Man fans be eating good. We got No Way Home, we got Spider-Verse 2, we got Spider-Man 2
coming out next week.
Yeah, so we've been eating good. There's been a lot of great Spider-Man content. We suffered a lot. From Spider-Man 3 to like Amazing Spider-Man 2, like it was like awful times, but now we're living it. So it feels good.
It is. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait to see how Insomniac Games executes on everything. Like literally everything about this game, from the story, the gameplay, the presentation, all of it. Because I feel like that they really love this character, Spider-Man, both of them. And they really know what they're doing with this game and how they're going to elevate it even more. Obviously, expanding the city is a no fucking brainer. But also being able to switch between both of them, along with introducing the symbiote and then the story elements. It's just so much that it's going to be my game of the year. I already know. And if it isn't, I'm going to be so sad. I'm going to be so sad.
I would love to replay the first, Spider-Man 1 and Miles, but just too many games right now.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be up there for game of the year for me. Again, right now I think Tears of the Kingdom kind of it's Zelda. So I feel like it kind of wins by default. But I'm very excited for Spider-Man 2. I think it's doing a lot of cool things. I just want to see the story continue. Honestly, I just really like the way Insomniac wrote, all the characters and stuff. I'm really invested into it. So I'm just really looking forward to see how this continues and what's gonna happen if there is a third game. Like, is it just gonna be Miles at some point? Is like Peter just gonna be Venom throughout the series? That would be really cool. So I guess we'll see how everything turns out. And again, like you said, hopefully the game is it does deliver on everything it does. Because if it's not like a game of the year contender, that would be really sad.
Yeah. I mean, like my theory for the longest time is that like Peter's gonna die in this game, which I hope doesn't happen. But like every single most incarnations of Miles Morales, he exists by himself because you want to focus on that Spider-Man. You don't want Peter Parker Spider-Man to really interfere with them. So that's how he was introduced into Ultimate Fallout number 4. That was his first appearance within comic books. Was he was coming in as Spider-Man after Peter Parker's death. So is that gonna happen in this game? Who knows? Are we gonna have another sort of tearjerker moment just like at the end of the first game? We'll have to wait and see. I just cannot wait to see what else they have to show for this game because they said more is on the way. Obviously, like pre-order stuff and like collector's editions. I hope I can get my hands on that because now everyone wants to fucking play this game now. So
yeah, everyone's like, I buy PS5 now.
Yep. So, but yeah, I think that is all I really have to say without gushing any further. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Dave?